So yeah, I imagine there are kind of quite a lot of differences, the way that retreat centres are set up to cater for people for kind of well-being, for people for personal exploration and all the rest of it. I'm sure people who have depression probably are drawn to going on those retreats as well, but it is catering to a kind of very different sample population of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
How would it differ then, do you think, in the kind of retreat way?
Well, I mean, the people in our trials had these individual sessions with two therapists. So all their preparation sessions just done on their own with two therapists. I mean, it's not really, that kind of model won't be affordable in the real world, just because
No.
the cost of it is just enormous. And actually, I don't know if it's the best thing either. I think in a way, I really have come around to the idea of the importance of the group, because of, like you say, the communitas element.
Mhm.
But people that have had the individual experience are a bit wary about doing it in a group, because what if people make noise? What if they make noise and they're embarrassed? And it's very exposing. So yeah, it's quite different. But I think a lot of our barriers to doing that kind of work in a group is because we feel like we'll be judged if we cry in front of other people, or if we scream in front of other people, or all of our vulnerable bits are like exposed. But I think that's also some of the beauty as well, like being able to see, be yourself in front of other, take the mask off, in front of other people, and see their real faces too. It's really, I think, important.
Yeah, that can be quite liberating of, the ceremonial context of being in, and also in breath work sessions, when you have lots of people. And in some ways, I guess it can be liberating to hear the person next to you kind of screaming at their imaginary childhood parents, and swearing their head off, or just literally screaming, or having an hour-long orgasm, or whatever it is that people do. But at the same time, it can also be a bit of an imposition, and it can kind of invade your own
Yeah.
experience as well, if you're trying to go on in a journey. So
Yeah.
I think it can be useful. It can often set off this kind of a kind of like resonant wave of just emotional outpouring in people, but it can also stifle some people as well. I guess it depends on people where they are at, individually in their personality and things. So obviously, kind of the care given in a kind of solo session it can be, really tailor made, and that's great, but it's not really economically scalable, as you say. So I guess that ultimately you have to try and move towards that kind of group session direction, I think.
Yeah.
And that was how it was pioneered as well, wasn't it, with Ronald Sanderson with the LSD
Yeah.
group psychotherapy, what do you call it, psycholytic therapy in the UK, 1952. But they were low doses, I think, weren't they? Back in
Yeah.
the
But I still think they were onto something, and that in a way, to make that setting, to try and find ways of making the group setting safer for people, um, is going to be important in the future. And there's a lot that can be done in terms of preparation and integration, like long-term preparation and integration with people as a group, so that when they arrive in the retreat, it's not just a group of like people they've never met before. It's people that they know really, really well. I think that's going to be that's what we're going to be kind of testing out, because when I just think that would be very different, doing it with a group of people that you know versus people that you don't know. I mean, there's other challenges with people that you know, but if it's people that you know in the context of a group of people that have all decided to try psychedelic experiencing as a way of managing their vulnerabilities and their pain, and they're all signed up to being honest and open about their difficulties and support each other, I think that kind of therapeutic community in the context of psychedelic like healing journey, I think will be really fascinating.